Welcome back to the Citizen channel and yet another preview as we get all these games in December. Hopefully we've got a team to put out. We're playing Watford on Saturday the 4th of December, 5:30 p.m. kickoff at Vicarage Road. Yeah, one of the old grounds. I do like the old grounds. We'll have a look at Watford, of course, how they're doing. Yeah, they're in 17th, but they're not quite as bad as that, you know. We'll talk about that in a minute anyway, Watford and how they're doing. Of course, I'll be trying to predict their 11, starting 11, and also we'll try and predict our starting 11. A little bit difficult at the moment, isn't it? But the plus point for me is that although we've got these little niggles, Watford have got niggles as well. Believe me, that I've heard the word mentioned in there for their team and their players. At least we have a little break coming up after this, so we can go perhaps as strong as possible. And obviously, we've got Leipzig, haven't we? So that's what I'm saying. It's a break because he doesn't have to commit himself to playing our strongest team in that one. I know he will do for the rules of the game, and obviously Pep's not that sort of guy not to make an effort, but we will be able to rest certain players next week. So. I think that's all well and good for me in the team we pick for Saturday against Watford. Match is being shown on Sky Sports. We have Kevin Friend in charge of this one. So if you like Kevin Friend or you don't like Kevin Friend, he's our referee. His linos are Adrian Holmes and Darren Canny. Simon Hooper's fourth official, and VAR we've got John Brooks. And I always say this, I'm not being sexist, obviously making the coffee. I do say this for the assistant VARs, making the coffee this week, so don't jump on me. Will be Sian Massey Ellis, of course. So I say that every week, whether it's a man or a woman. I'm not like that. I don't care less. That's all they do, as far as I can see, the assistant referee. So there you go. Last time out, of course, back in July, 21st of July. Yeah, it's weird, and I'll look back in hopefully a few years' time. I'm still here. Look back at these dates and think, oh, what's that about? But obviously, 21st of July, 2020, obviously because of all the COVID problems. A comfortable. I'd kill for this, to be honest with you, on Saturday. A comfortable 4-0 win with Sterling getting a couple. Foden and Laporte chipping in as well. Our overall record, we've not played many times in the league at Watford's Gap. Played 11, that's all. Won 6, drawn 2 and lost 3. So not outstanding, but hey, there's not many away grounds we have won more than we've lost and drawn. So I'll take that. I'll take that one. 25 goals score and 11 against. Please check out my little History Boys feature. I look back at a trip to Vicarage Road on the 1st of January 1987. If you were there, you might get some good memories from listening back to some of the events around the game, etc. at that stage. So please check that out if you get a chance. The odds to win the match, please, I don't condone gambling. When the fun stop and be gamble aware. City at 1-5 on, which is pretty normal against it, if you like, against a standard lower league team. A draw is 6-1. Interesting. And Watford are 12-1 to win the game. So, yeah, from a Watford point of view, I certainly might risk an odd 50p on one of those, to be honest with you. Please check out my little odd show special as a sort of look around and see what value there is in City, even the odd Watford thing. And obviously, check out my charity bets. We had another win on the charity bets last week, so that pot's building up nicely on there. So if you can support me and watch my odd show, that'll be absolutely brilliant if you like anything like that. Right, on to the game. Yeah, I mean, Pep, of course, will do his pre-match press conference at 1:30 on Friday. I'm hoping that no one came out of the game against Aston Villa to add to the injuries that obviously we've already got. I mean, obviously we weren't aware of certain players. I don't think there was any sort of link of certain players being out at Pep's press conference for the Aston Villa game. They just sort of lumped on us when we saw that team, and then obviously they weren't on the bench. So you just naturally assume players like Gundo and Stones, etc., were actually injured and out of the game. So interesting. We'll see what Pep has to say in that. But I'm hoping, fingers crossed, with no further injuries, and we can bring a couple of players back into the squad and a couple of players off the bench onto the pitch, perhaps. But we'll have to see. Yeah, Ranieri, interesting, isn't it? I mean, he's seen his new charges. He's seen demolished 5-0 at home by Liverpool, which bodes well. Score 4 goals in the last 10 minutes to batter Everton at Goodison. Lose a less than exciting home game, just 1-0 to Southampton. Lose narrowly at the Emirates, 1-0 to Arsenal. They played very well that day. Batter United, 4-1 at Vicarage Road. All right, a couple of late goals, but they thoroughly deserved it. Lose 4-2. I mean, it's ups and downs. Talk about ups and downs. Lose 4-2 in a fairly even game at Leicester. Again, they played quite well. And of course, as I'm recording this last night, the night we played Villa, they gave Chelsea a great game, and they actually had more chances than Chelsea, more shots, etc. But obviously, Chelsea won it on the night 2-1, used their obviously experience and the skill in the squad to actually win on the night. But they played very, very well, Watford, and very unlucky to lose. So really, it was obviously a feisty affair, and well, they can mix it up. I think Chelsea can, but certainly Watford can. Seven yellow cards shown on the night in this one, so that was quite interesting. So quite a start for Ranieri. He is still now one of the favourites to be sacked. I think he's third favourite to be sacked as far as next manager to go in the Premier League, so he's not exactly established himself. But yeah, as he said, that word niggly, been picking up niggly injuries. His squad, obviously, it starts with key men like his goalkeeper. I think I made an error in the Villa one mentioning that their goalkeeper, Foster, was injured, but obviously he's Watford's Foster, isn't it, that's injured. I get all confused. These games are so close together, I lose track of who's who and what's what, to be honest with you. But so from there on, he has sort of 2 or 3 key players that he's missing. But he's certainly having a go with Watford and against weaker opponents. No apologies there for saying that at the moment, like Everton and United, who are, if you like, form-wise, a couple of the weaker opponents at the moment. It's sort of paid off, but he's yet to sort of, with all respect, beat a half-decent team. And even though obviously they give a good go against Chelsea, at the end of the day, they couldn't actually get a draw or get a win against them. So there is a question mark over just what Watford can do. But the thing is about Watford, they are, if you think Villa were quite pacey on the counter-attack, Watford are indeed. So with Walker possibly missing again, that is a bit of an Achilles heel for City. I do worry about that. We're going to have to be certainly alert for that. Obviously, Villa didn't sort of get us too much. Their final ball was a bit weak sometimes. But I've seen Watford and they're very, very good at it, so we have to be careful about that one. Of course, as I said, Watford lies 17th. I don't think they'll be afraid to have a go. They're probably going to, obviously, Ranieri's probably digested, and his coaches and his staff have digested this match, probably had his players watching it as well against Aston Villa. And there's certain things that in that Aston Villa game that Watford can take full advantage of. And obviously, what they've not had, though, obviously, is a clean sheet. That goes well for City. Watford have not managed in all Premier League games this season, currently not had a clean sheet. So hopefully, if we do they do sneak one, we can knock in 2 or 3 at least up the other end. Only Newcastle have actually have shipped more goals at home than Watford have. So that bodes well for us. As not that a team of City's quality should look for omens and stuff. We should be good enough. But I do expect a similar City team to the Villa game. We may see Foden or Grealish, but I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. But despite their lowly position of 17th, I think Watford could prove to be a little bit even more complicated. Certainly, if we go into that game with a similar team that we played against Villa, and I'll be. I think we'll have to fully concentrate, and I'll be well happy with the 3 points from this. It might be nice and comfortable. I don't know. It might have built. At this point in time, I'll say it was going to be quite a tight game again. And as I thought with the Villa game, when I saw the team, 2-1 would be enough. It possibly again for this, where I'd take a 2-1. I'll be happy with a 3 or 4-1 or a 2 or 3-0. But I'll take a 2-1. Yeah, so looking at Brighton, just looking at the teams, as I said, they've got Foster out. So Bachmann's been in goal. So, I mean, obviously, I'll stick with him in goal. I don't think they've got anyone else to take his part. And he's been doing okay. He's not been doing too bad. Messina came off injured. I think he had been injured. Then he started the game against Chelsea, but he came off very early, about 12 minutes. So I think Rose will be in for Messina, because I can't imagine that he's going to recover for that. And Troost Ekong, Cathcart, and Femenia was poor against Chelsea, so I'm thinking they've got a guy called Ngakia, if that's how you pronounce it. I think he may come in at the back to replace Femenia. Loser doing a great job, actually, sort of this defensive midfielder, I think, that sort of style of play. But he might need a rest. So he possibly Kuka, is it Kucka? My apologies for pronunciations again, but come in. But I think I'll stick with Lutzer in there because he has been doing a good job. King was very poor against Chelsea, but again, he's another player who's doing okay. Perhaps he needs a rest. I'm not too sure, but I'll stick him. I think Ranieri will stick him in again. So King, Sissoko, Cleverley, and I think Pedro. Pedro could be in there as well. And Bonaventure, who's another one. So that's my 11. So I'll go for, as I say, Batman, Rose, Trustekong, Cathcart, Ngakia, Lutzer, King, Sissoko, Cleverley, Pedro, and Bonaventure. Let's see how many of those I get anyway, guys. Let me know what you want to give us your Brighton 11. That'll do for me. And the interesting one, as far as I'm concerned, I'm sure all you are concerned, is the City 11. Yeah, as I said, Foden and Grealish, they were on the bench, so they must be fit enough to be there. I mean, perhaps might be 90%, 80, 90%, but another 2 or 3 days rest, you'd imagine they'll be potentially coming into the equation. And it would be nice to see Stones, Gundogan, Walker and KDB at least on the bench, won't it? Or, I mean, if it's starting, it'll be a bit of a minor miracle from nowhere to starting. But we just don't know. We just don't know how bad these niggles are, do we? And at least we got Laporte back from his game suspension. And let's face it, as I said, I think he can play a stronger team knowing that the guys are going to get a rest or could get a rest, possibly, against Leipzig on, I think it's Tuesday evening, isn't it, in the Champions League? So there's a trip over there. But the guys, you know, if you relax, it's not as though they're all cramped up on a Ryanair flight or something, is it, with the legs, and they've got no leg room. I mean, they are quite comfortable, and they do get chaperoned and taken from place to place. So they can have sort of a rest, and you might not even take all the guys. You might leave some at home to have another 2 or 3 days rest as well. So that'll be interesting. So my team, anyway, this is what I'm thinking. I'm literally just making one change. I'm literally going on the basis that Foden and Grealish are not quite ready yet to start. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if either of those start this Watford game, to be honest with you. But I'll take a chance on the same team with just one slight adjustment. So I'm going to go Ederson, Cancelo again at right back. We've got to assume Walker's not going to be there. Laporte to come back in alongside Diaz. I mean, again, I assume Stones isn't fit enough, but I mean, could he be alongside Aki? I hope not, because Diaz can have a rest in midweek, can't he? So I'm hoping Laporte and Diaz. I think Zinchenko didn't do anything particularly bad to sort of, apart from he can't shoot for toffee, blot his copybook against Villa. So Zinchenko there at left back or left attacking left midfield or whichever position he wants to play against Watford. And I think, why not Rodri and Ferner again? All right, Ferner wasn't great. Let's be honest about it. He didn't have his greatest game. But again, give him, it's Watford, Rodri, Ferner there, Bernardo, Sterling, Jesus and Mahrez. As I said, Mahrez, so I said sort of the basic 11, apart from Laporte coming in for Aki, of course, to what plays against Villa. If we get 8 of those right, I'll be happy, because I have a feeling 2 or 3 of the guys will come back that didn't feature in the starting 11 against Aston Villa. So that's not going to surprise me at all in that one. So there you go. So it'll be an interesting game. I think Watford are far better than the 17th. They certainly, but we need to show character. I think we showed a lot of character in the second half against Villa. We were under the cosh just a little bit, even though we were in sort of control, but they always had the ability from a long throw or a long kick to cause City problems, and it wasn't dead nervy. I've seen City play far more nervously in those sort of situations, but it was interesting. I say Watford will probably use that to their advantage. I think they'll learn from that, especially that, as I said, if that City side isn't much changed to that Villa game. And I think obviously it all hinged on that third goal, didn't it? And obviously if City had scored the third goal, it would have been a far easier second half. But obviously we let Villa back in it very quickly. So, and I don't think we really had that much ourselves up front in that second half either. We didn't really look like, apart from a couple of half chances, one very good chance from Jesus that he blasted wide. We didn't have a lot of chances to increase the lead, unfortunately, in that second half either. So again, match management, but again, without the control perhaps we've shown in previous games. We can be quite easy sitting on a 1-goal lead and look quite confident and capable, and we did for certain parts of that second half, but not all the time. So I think Watford will draw on that. I think they'll take full advantage of that. But I do expect a City win by at least. I'm hoping for a couple of goal win. But I'll take a 1-goal winning margin. I'll take anything. As long as it's 3 points, and we can not worry about Leipzig, and then Leipzig and look forward to the game the following week with some of the guys coming back and having a rest, which is what they need, really, isn't it? Right, let's have a look at the quirky stats. Watford have never beaten City in the Premier League, drawn 2 and lost 10, losing their last 10 against them by an aggregate score of 37-4. I don't think this will be a dead-eye scoring again, guys, though. City are unbeaten their last 18 metres with Watford in all competitions, with won 16 and drawn 2. Netting 59 goals, only against Norwich 22 between 1965 and 81, Walsall 19 since 1897, and West Brom 19 since 2010 have they ever had longer unbeaten runs. Having already beaten United, Watford are looking to defeat both United and City. Yeah, well, United are crap, aren't they? In a single league season for the first time since 1986-87 in the top flight. There we go. We're talking history, boys. 87, January the 1st. There you go. Interesting. But Man City boss Pep Guardiola, because that was a draw. It was actually the home. It was actually a game at City that we got beat by, which was gutting, absolutely gutting on the season where we got relegated as well. City boss Pep Guardiola has won all 9 of his meetings with Watford in all competitions by an aggregate score of 39-3. Against no side does the Spaniard have a better 100% win rate in his managerial career. Also 9 out of 9 versus Bournemouth. I won't play them this year in the league. City's Raheem Sterling has been involved in 12 goals in just 8 games against Watford in all competitions, 10 goals and 2 assists. Yeah, I think he will play. Only against Bournemouth, 11, has Sterling scored more goals in his senior club career than he has against the Hornets. Watford's Emmanuel Dennis has scored in each of his last 3 Premier League appearances. The only Hornets player to score in 4 in a row in the competition are Odion Ighalo and Troy Deeney, who both did so across November and December 2015. So there you go. There's your match quirky stats. Let me know, guys, what your starting 11 and what your thoughts on the game are. I'm positive that we will go there and get a result, as I said, but I don't think in any way it's going to be an easy win. I think we're going to have to work hard, show a lot of character and battle hard for this. So please join me. I think I will try, but I'm probably struggling to get it out for obviously the Saturday evening. So it's more likely the match report will be, of course, on Sunday morning. I will try, guys, but obviously no guarantees I'll be able to, because of other commitments, get it out for Saturday evening. But it will be out by Sunday morning, whatever happens, the match report. Hopefully it'll be a glowing one. And also, please don't forget to check out my 2 other City Watford features, the History Boys feature, January 1987, and of course the odd shows. If you want to have a little look at what values are around on this game, please. I don't condone gambling. So if you like a little bit of interest, extra interest in the game, which I know a lot of you do. Anyway, thanks for watching. We're going to do the rest of the day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. To meet here again on the Citizens channel. Please have a look at my film and TV channel. I just want to have a break from football. I know I do sometimes. And you like films and TV dramas, check out my little channel. I do reviews and information vlogs as well on what's out to buy and what's at the cinema, stuff like that. So if you can go on there and give us a thumbs up as well, it'd be great. I get lots of views, but not so many thumbs ups on there. I get slightly less views on my football ones, but more thumbs up. So anything you can do to give us a hand, and if you want to spend 3 or 4 minutes, I'm going to watch one of my little vlogs over there. That'd be absolutely fantastic. But if it's on there or back on the Citizen channel, back on here, I only ask you to do one thing, don't I, guys? Please stay safe, please. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.